making like our 4-grain bourbon, like you guys tried, I believe, on your flight boards. We're doing a step cook process. So we'll actually send in the corn and the rye at a higher temperature because they are harder grains. And then we'll lower the temperature down for those remaining grains. But I kind of think of the cook as like the oatmealification process because essentially you're heating up grains and water and mixing them together. Almost like making an oatmeal, right? Or creating what's known as a mash. So what's happening during this cook is the starches that we've exposed are being converted into simple sugars. Really hot after this cook, so before we can send it to fermentation, we need to cool it off. So we'll send that mash through this blue machine right here. This is our heat exchanger. So this is cooling us off to 85, 90 degrees, somewhere within that pocket. But once we're cooled off, we can send that mash to the other side of the room to our open air fermentation tanks. So if you guys want, we can step right on up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that.
This is too.
Oh
But it's kind of cool to come like when the production's ended for the day because we get to come up here and kind of.
yeah, because this is honestly this is the
It's
first
much
time I've
quieter.
ever been able to get this close.
Yeah.
What'd you ask?
So the yeast eats up the sugars that we've converted and it starts to convert us into alcohol. So primarily CO2 and ethanol. It's a 4-day fermentation process.
See it.
You can see that as well.
I see science is sciencing.
Science is science. This one's nice and active.
So the fact that this is so much more active than the first, is it because this was started sooner? Or
Yes, it started sooner. So that's just like on a later day cycle. So that's probably day 3 right there.
Okay.
And the yeast is just like really, really rapidly eating up those sugars. Yeast
Okay.
loves sugar, so.
Yeah.
So copper naturally filters the sulfides in alcohol. So why it's the most important as those vapors flow up the column. Copper is also malleable, so you can see we really got this to be exactly where we needed to in this building. It's also very pricey, so why was it necessary for the whole entire still, but most important on the top there, a very sophisticated Home Depot bucket right down there. But that's where our distillers are able to be, yes, of course, taking their metrics, but also smelling, feeling, and tasting the whiskey. We will take this right here.
Oh, put a little gas in there. Got it.
Exactly, that is our secret formulation. I'm just kidding. No, this is a food grade pump, but what our distillers are able to do is they can just take it and put it into a barrel. Every barrel is 53 gallons, so it will stop on its own, and they can go about, doing really whatever other tasks that they need to do. So.
You mentioned expansion when we first got in earlier.
Yes.
What's the plan for
It's
expansion?
all tasting room expansion.
Gotcha.
In 2019 and then 2011, we did a huge production upgrade. So all of that next doors is all going to be tasting room.
Nice.
As you can see, kind of when you entered, we've
Right.
outgrown this
Yeah,
tasting room.
yeah.
So it's going to be 3 stories, traditional bar, lounge,
nice.
rooftop when the permits pass. So I mean, definitely a huge upgrade.
You excited?
We're totally excited. It's time.
I know that's right.
This is our bourbon white dog from the 20th, sitting at 109.7.
White dog. Uh-oh.
This dog bites.